fucking shit. Fear Factory.
New album from Fear Factory.
Genexus.
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 Pronunciation, I had a stroke.
Pronunciation I had some trouble with. This album is awesome.
This is one of my favorite albums actually to come out this year.
This album absolutely slays.
And it's not because I fucking just love Fear Factory, although it probably does have a little bit something to do with it. But everything on this is just killer. Now, Fear Factory is a band that obviously everybody knows. They've been around for like 25 years or so, and this is their 9th studio release.
So this album had to follow up The Industrialist.
Right.
And we had a friend, actually our friend Rob from Mirko Conspiracy, which links in the description. He said that, and I have to agree with him on this, he said that The Industrialist was a good album, but it was almost, in a way, too heavy.
Yeah.
For Fear Factory.
Fear Factory is like light, nimble, aggressive.
It did sound, you know, it was a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
I think so. Now this new album is awesome.
Is Fear Factory doing exactly?
Great follow-up to their last album.
Now, if you don't know who they are, I understand that the name of their band sounds like a cheap Halloween place, but you know what? Fear Factory is one of the greatest. What do you call them? Industrial metal?
I mean, no.
For some reason, a lot of people try to classify them as industrial metal.
What they sing about is obviously
industrial, right? Exactly.
But I wouldn't classify them as that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one of the things that's most notable about Fear Factory is just the speed that they play. When you close your eyes, it sounds like somebody firing an MG42 in a walk-in closet. It's just and it's always so precise, and they pride themselves on that. And this is a band that's gone through a lot of roster changes over the years. From having, the drummers are obviously one of the highlights of Fear Factory.
Yeah.
Whether they're pretty much the all-star. And they've had guys from John Sankey, which is Devil You Know, all the way to Gene Hoglan, who played in Death Clock, Strapping Young Lad, and a lot of other bands. I'm not really sure. I don't know who the new drummer is now, but let me tell you what, man, that guy doesn't skip a beat. He's exactly where he needs to be. A lot of this album is vintage Fear Factory. And that is such a refreshing thing to be able to hear. I can't really explain it, but for me, Fear Factory is one of those bands that, a lot of times we talk about how we don't feel bands grow in a way that, is appropriate over time. They don't evolve and refine the sound and something like that. Fear Factory is a band that, for some reason, doesn't really need to do that too much effort, because Fear Factory is just always awesome, and a lot of people I don't think would debate that.
No. The songs on this album, I don't find a single bad song on this album.
Dielectric is awesome.
Dielectric is awesome. Protomech, Soul Hacker.
Yep, Soul Hacker was one of my favorite tracks.
Autonomous Combat System, and Regenerate.
Yep.
And then I think Expiration Date, I believe, is the perfect way to end the album.
Oh yeah, like I said,
I get a lot of Digimortal and Obsolete.
Yeah, it's old. It's like old.
Yeah, and I believe it's obviously it's vintage Fear Factory, but for Burton, I really believe he's found his voice here. He's you see him live, he kind of struggles with the older material.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to. I don't know about now, but when I've seen him some live videos of him performing some songs off of Genexus.
Yeah.
And he really knows what he can do now.
Right.
And he sounds awesome live when he plays these songs.
And that's a sign of good musicianship. Now, Fear Factory has done a lot over the years. And I definitely would have to agree with you on that I think now when people look back on this album and look back on 2015, they're going to say, God willing, hopefully Fear Factory has a long, prosperous career ahead of them. But you know what? I think if, say for some reason Fear Factory ended their career at this album at Genexus, a lot of people would look back on this and say, holy shit, that's probably one of the best ways to finish a career in terms of an album. I mean, that album, I challenge anyone to listen to this album and
not enjoy it.
If you're driving, be careful. because your foot's gonna be through the floor like Fred Flintstone. You gotta be, seriously, this shit is fucking banging.
This album was very, very enjoyable.
Yes.
So add another album to a list of ones we've done for 2015 that have absolutely kicked ass.
Exactly.